Welcome back to Panel Day Superheroes Ahoy. मेरा नाम है तुषार. Thought of doing a kind of what am I reading video. काफ़ी सारे plans थे to do separate videos, but I could not get time. But let me talk about what I'm reading, what I plan to read. So, as you know, the movies like superhero movies had come like Superman and Fantastic Four. So, because of that, you do read lot of news around the comic books also. So, obviously, there's an interest to go in the shelf and pull out those books and read them. So I was reading those Superman books, and then I was taken back to a lot of my videos. I used to write some notes because I started reading, like got back into comics by reading a lot of DC stuff. We used to respectfully get weekly comics, digital comics back then, and so I read all those weekly comics for almost 2-3 years. This was around the period of 2010 to 2013 or so. So DC New 52 was one. It was a big event, and I was just taken back to those days, and then also started reading like some of my books like Crisis on Infinite Earths and DC 52. Obviously, I don't have in physical format, but I have some trade paperbacks of that, so I was checking those out. Some were very good titles. I'll probably try to do a video on DC 52 because I have a lot of fond memories from that time. So I in my collection I had Final Crisis. So this is like a Grant Morrison book. This is like a event book. I think it came around 2012 if I'm not wrong, but mainly what happens in this kind of books is that the readability is very good. So my comic reading is like increased in the last 1 month, so that's good news. But I'm observing some patterns and some kind of behaviors when we read comics. So irrespective of it being Hindi or English, there is something called readability, that what you like seeing, right? Like what your eyes like. And so what I'm mainly saying is that if we read lot of Raj comics, our eyes get used to that experience. If we read lot of, let's say someone reads lots of Tintin, they get used to that kind of pattern of colors, of font and so on. So you find it a friendly format and you can just cozy up to that book. So I think that used to happen when we were kids also, with Diamond Comics, with Raj Comics, with any format that you would have read. Some people are into like very niche characters like Punisher or Spawn or TMNT and so on. So, and there is also a lot of Star Wars comic books. But since my reading might have started or got plugged back in through DC 52, I got really comfortable with this font of DC. I'll try to show you some pages later. But any book I pick from this team, like Grant Morrison, J.G. Jones, Doug Mankey, and so on, it instantly draws me in, and I can just flip pages and just read volumes and volumes. Whereas some books I have which might be like just 100 pages, and it really takes a lot of effort. So this kind of a book which is like an obscure title, it's one of those there is in comic also indie comics. So this is like very brainy kind of political satire and kind of spoof. So while this is good, like Ahoy books are good, but it demands a lot. So in your collection it's good to have different books, and that's why I try to keep a mix of different books. So this is Justice Warriors from Ahoy. I'm almost through with it. I am in middle of Final Crisis. Coming to this book, this is like a non-comic book, but I saw this movie Mahavatar Narsimha, and I made a short on it. it was really a great experience. I have not seen the Western superhero movies. I've talked about it before. I'm kind of in that superhero fatigue phase, especially with the movies. And for some reasons, I didn't want to watch another film with Pedro Pascal in it. I think even if I close my eyes and open it again, Pedro Pascal might be standing there. So I think next review might be even done by Pedro Pascal. So he's everywhere. But yeah, I didn't want to see Fantastic Four. So thankfully Pedro Pascal was not there in Mahavatar Narsimha movie. But that movie, jokes apart, it's really a landmark, and really excited because it's like you read those Amar Chitrakatha books and it's like everything comes to screen, that same intensity, and that intensity was missing in anything that we have seen. Like that kind of love that we have for our civilizational history and our gods, that really comes to the screen. Last year's Hanuman, I felt that, and this time I felt it in a Mahavatar film. I've not felt that in any other editions, probably back in Ramayana and Mahabharata days, but this was something special. So, Mahagatha is mainly if you like reading the Puranic stories from our gods and epics. Uh, there is like very short format stories, like two pages, and it's really fun. Before sleeping, you can just read a couple of stories, and it's like how those small anecdotes used to come, those small comic books. It's like that, and you have brilliant art also in many places. So what I did was I was wanted to read more about like Narsimha Avatar, and I read some of the chapters. Like this is Narsimha faces Shiva. So I read some of the chapters around Prahlad, Narsimha, Hiranyaksh, Hiranyakashipu, and there's lots of them. So we are so lucky that we have such a rich content in terms of our epics. All we need is to read them, and hopefully we get more content in terms of print or movies. So this is Mahagatha.